Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome back to Shadows of Sorcery. We are joined today by some of our punctual players. Yes, we are missing Azarian. For reasons unknown and only recently provided information. But with that being said, joining us this evening, we have the veritably ostentatious and insane Prodigious Maximus, as played by Elfie Oakwood.
Hello! I have so many cast items.
You do. We have trauma on top of trauma. It is Darren Moran, as played by Lying. We have the most innocent of the bunch, Hickory, as played by Kellu.
I'm a real boy.
And we have a man who is simply trying to get by. It's Ingvar Svan, as played by Lydia.
Okay, hear me out. Death from Puss in Boots.
That's not a hear me out!
Puss in Boots is so sexy.
He's just objectively hot!
He's a hot cat.
Like, I'm sorry, as in the
Antonio
wolf?
Banderas, for God's sake.
Exactly, he's Antonio Banderas. He's a really fucking hot furry wolf. Like, at the end of the day, that's not a hear me out. I'd fuck that. You know?
Lucian would.
I would. There's some girth and length there, I could imagine. You know?
After some
girl,
I have to go with Captain Hook.
Okay, that is a hear me out. You have to explain that one.
So in the DVD for Shrek 2, they did like a parody of like American Idol, and he sung really well, so that's why.
Okay.
Also, Simon Cowell was there, so he could also go on the Hear Me Out list.
Simon Cowell before his face got really weird.
Yeah. So Simon Cowell specifically how he looks in Shrek 2.
Okay.
I would not fuck Simon Cowell. Come on.
No.
I
low.
wouldn't. Honestly,
he would
I
deliver
wouldn't.
some amount of criticism midway through, and it would just be utterly soul-struck.
He was very
Wow.
over the top in the show, so it wasn't him really, but it was an exaggeration of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway,
D&D.
who wants to do the recap?
I will.
Okay.
I know what happened.
Do you?
Yeah, for sure. We went into Asmodeus's castle. We had a little, we tried to have a little look round. Turns out, it's not gonna happen, because there was a big creature of deep annoyingness with around 500 hit points who was guarding the main hallway, and then once we defeated it, we had a little poke round, we stole some stuff, and now we're heading on towards the rest of Asmodeus's castle in order to find the contract which is signed by the librarian, and the contract which is signed by the devil woman because she let us get down here.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty decent summary, to be fair. You did manage to cover all the bases, really.
I'm doing so well.
You entered Asmodeus's palace and you fought a Soul Stitcher, a very rare, fiendish aberration that is... it was the guard for the entrance hall to Asmodeus's palace. You managed to shove its body back into the ring of statues that compose the alarm system for Asmodeus's palace, and you you watched Eshanks down a full bottle of Faybloom wine on a natural 20 Constitution save. Yeah.
And somehow still remain awake,
Yeah.
which was frustrating.
And sober.
Will still remain physically intact, let alone awake and sober.
Yeah. You also investigated the large pillars that form the alarm system for Asmodeus's palace, and you investigated the mirrors, the portal mirrors that line the back wall of the lower section of the entrance hall, providing you possibly with a way out of this dangerous place. You advanced further into Asmodeus's palace and finally found yourselves in a corridor, or a junction rather, that is split 5 ways. 1 route through which you came in, and 4 large, very architecturally ornate archways that split the room into 4 sections. Who would like to do an investigation check? Roll it.
Person who cannot roll below 21 will roll it. Yep. 21. That's why.
So, you are all standing in essentially a circular chamber. To the east and west, there are flat, sort of rounded walls with large statues mounted into them. To the southeast, southwest, northeast, and northwest, there are these large arches that lead into other rooms. To the north is a single ornate golden door that is covered in black iron chains and massive locks. In the center of the room is a fire pit that is smoldering ever so gently. Someone seems to have left a poker sticking up out of the middle of it.
See?
How much do you want to bet that's been inside someone?
I don't need to bet.
Ow.
I mean, we're literally in hell.
I'm gonna pick up the poker. If it's not like burning hot, and
it's
going to be cursed. I guarantee it's going to be cursed.
In the middle of this like large bonfire that is gently smoldering. The whole thing, the entire poker is sort of glowing this cherry red-ish. The handle seems like warm but not hot, but the rest of it is like glowing.
Yeah?
If you want to pick it up.
I actually have no reason to at the moment. Can I just like move it around? Poke the fire?
Yeah, you can poke the fire. Are you just using the tip of a sword?
Yeah. Well, I poke the poker that like
you're
use the
poking...
poker to poke the fire, yeah.
Oh, so you are grabbing the poker?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me a I'm kidding. No. It's a poker. You pick up the poker. It's heavy. A good like It definitely feels heavier than a regular poker, but like as you pull it out of the flames, you realize that it's a good like 4.5 feet long. Like this, like you actively have to wrench it out of like the fire, and you realize that the reason you have to do that is because it's been jammed into the gap between the cobblestones below the fire. And as you like pull it out, it's 4.5 feet long iron poker with like a slightly curved billhook style end, glowing this orangey cherry red. The handle feels warm to the touch, but you can definitely feel the heat spreading up from there, where like it ignites to sort of this very like bright white orange heat at the tip.
Interesting. I'm gonna lay it back down over the gently smoldering flames and then be like, okay, which way should we go? Do you think, lads?
I mean, if I was going to keep valuable stuff, it would probably be through the golden door, but on the other hand, I don't put it past this place to like be just baiting us with that.
Does it have any like keys? Keyholes?
There
Things
are
that
there are 3 heavy padlocks on it.
Oh no. Now, if I was Asmodeus, and I was like a maniacal evil overlord, which I don't think about that regularly, I would probably hide all 3. Like my gold would be in there for sure, and I'd hide all 3 of my keys to my chainy padlocks somewhere about my castle, so that if some rapscallion was to get in here, they'd have to roam all about and get themselves found out in order to unlock it.
Darren, do you want to sort of approach the door?
I don't like how you led to that. I'll give the door a look over.
Okay.
See if there's any indication of what.
How
might
close
be
to
on
the
it.
door are you going to get?
About 60 feet.
Looks like a pretty... I mean, it's got... the chains look really heavy. And the door is gold? No, the door isn't gold. The door is... wood. But it's been painted gold.
Can
And
I
it's
use
got
my...
metallic sort of insets that are gold. But you can tell the parts that aren't gold because the paint is peeling slightly.
That door is made to look expensive and valuable. More than it is.
Do you reckon his stuff's not
on
hidden
a
here then?
sort of 20... Actually, give me an... If anyone wants to give me an insight check very quickly.
Thank you.
25.
Yes, the door is made to look expensive. It does not look like a deception, though. It looks like it was made to look expensive at some point a very long time ago. And then someone stopped maintaining it. The paint is
like
very slowly peeling away. The gold is there, but it's a little Like, there's a few dents and scratches. The wood itself, like, you can see below. It's not as if someone actively, like, tried to damage it. It just looks like it's been left for a couple of 100 years.
Okay, odds of anyone hiding something that was really important behind that door are diminishing the more I look into it. Because if it was a vault door kind of thing, then people would be maintaining it because they want to keep things on the other side safe. So I don't think it's down that door.
I will also say the chains look ancient as well.
Hmm.
But from this distance, you're not going to be able to tell much more.
Hmm.
Unless somebody's making it look like it's unmaintained.
Let's not double bluff. Let's not double bluff ourselves.
Can I do a little, like, I know that if I turn on my divine sense, it's just going to be everything's demonic. Everything's just so demonic. So can I kind of like focus my divine sense just on that door and see if I'm getting any other like reading from it?
Do we have any paladin blinkers?
Give me if you want to focus this into this door, give me either Arcana or Religion. Arcana is going to be a lower DC. So, but if you get a 20 on Religion, I will let you do that. Arcana is going to be a 15.
Actually, they are exactly the same odds, I believe.
Are they?
So, for me, yes.
Are you sure you don't have more in Religion?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I have a +6 in Religion and a -1 in Arcana, so it's actually... I should go for Religion in this. And that would be a 25.
Okay. You activate your divine sense and you focus it down on this door. Again, how close are you getting to the door?
Rod's like, it's been okayed, so I'm gonna move my little character. I'm like going about here.
Okay.
Boop.
That is approximately... Yeah, you're within 30 feet. Okay. You project divine sense towards this door. Sort of occluding all the other stuff that's bouncing off your senses, just focusing down. The chains are infernal. There's no doubt about that. And they are imbued. These are enchanted. The door is not. The door is material plane. Not from the Hells. The door is from your world. Or at least the stuff that was used to make the door is from your world. On a 25... there is the tiniest hint of something that is neither fiendish nor material.
Okay. That's fascinating. I think this is gonna look... Prod's gonna go... Yeah, those chains are pretty fucked up. Although I feel like if you went through that door, you might not end up in the Hells. Or maybe you would. I don't know. There's something really interesting behind that. And to be fair, guys, I want to go through it. And if we can find keys to get through this, I want to do that.
Right.
but let us. I feel like if we touch these chains, we're gonna get exploded by everything. So let's not touch the chains.
Yes. I'd love to find a place to rest really quick first before we attempt anything potentially dangerous again.
Ideally, that last fight was a brawl and a half. Pick a doorway, I guess.
Left or right? Which one do you want to do?
Left?
As you're all stepping forward, Prod, as you turn back to the group, you see the librarian, Arcus, who's sort of looking around, sort of swaying very slightly on his feet. His eyes have glazed over. Roll me a medicine check.
Yep.
He's dying.
Yeah,
He's like
sure.
he's full on dying. There is he is going to die within the next 10 minutes unless you do something now.
I'm so sorry, you have turbo cancer.
Prod sprints over, bundling up the librarian, starts going, he's dying! He's dying! And then I'm gonna put on I don't know, 30 points of lay on hands.
Okay. Does someone else want to do a medicine check here?
I will give it a shot, why not?
What's
Because I have a +1, that's why not. But hey, we'll see what happens.
I had a +0, so...
Nat 20!
Yeah!
I'm gonna say Houston, I gotta give it a shot.
Okay. The librarian is not dying. As far as you can tell, Darren. He's currently being smothered, so that might lead to him dying, eventually. But for the moment, he's fine. He is... Fae. In the Hells. And it seems like prolonged exposure to what is essentially the antithesis of his own being is starting to cause a degree of delirium and possibly a fever.
He's not dying, but he is definitely not in a good way. I don't think being here is good for him.
Can I use my cloak? Oh, I'm gonna ask you the stupidest thing. Can I make... Sorry. Can I make a baby sling out of my cloak and have a papoose? Can I make a papoose for librarian to be on my back so he can be passed out?
You can strap him to your back if you want to. I will say, doing that will halve your movement speed. Because you will be carrying another person.
We don't need to run anywhere. We'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, you attach the librarian to your back. You sort of wrap him up in the cloak, tie it around your waist, sort of strap it to your shoulders, and you have his head's resting on your shoulder, and you can hear him breathing very shallowly, but he is unconscious now.
Yeah, I am fully convinced he's gonna die. Even if whatever Darren says, don't matter. This man's gonna die, and he's gotta be right here so I can get him out. And that's how that's working.
Right. I think I see greenery down this hallway. Maybe check that one first.
Yeah, let's go. As a team.
Okay. So you head for the southeastern hall first. Would you like to check for traps, Darren?
Yes, I would.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
21.
This greenhouse, because it is a greenhouse, as you sort of step into or step towards this room, you look beyond and you see arrays of different types of flora all throughout this area, as well as like flowing water, which is a bit of an interesting thing to see in the Hells. As you look inside, there's no traps, but there's definitely some poisonous flora in here.
Can I do a nature check to see which one?
Sure. Are you gonna follow in, Hickory?
Yes.
Okay. So, looking into this area, roll. If you want to spend time looking at all the various plants that are in this greenhouse, and I'm going to say what is represented here is minimal in comparison to what is actually in there. It's like bursting with vegetation. If you want to spend a nature check to like look around and figure out which of these plants are poisonous or not, it's going to take time. Like, you can recognize a few at a glance, but to identify all of them, that's gonna take a while. There's a lot.
Okay. Can I rephrase it to be to, if it does take some time, to also, if I can be helpful for the librarian and what he's currently going through? Slow down.
So what I'll say, you can take time to do this, and you can find both harmful and helpful plants, or you can do a quick once-over and figure out which are the most dangerous.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that won't take time.
Okay. I guess the question is how much time do we want to split up is one question, if this is going to take time. Or two, how interested in plants or whatever in this room are.
Shall we say Prod and I'll take the eastern side, and then you and Ingvar can take the western side? Or do you want to focus on these plants, in which case we'll take the west?
I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Right. Scream if you're dying.
Scream if you're dying. Will too.
Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and do a nature check then in that case.
Okay.
Can Ingvar help with him being the nature ranger guy?
Yeah. Can definitely do that. Roll me a nature check with advantage, because Ingvar is helping.
Okay.
Hickory.
Okay, there's one. Okay, I think
so
it's 26.
26. Okay. On a 26, you're going for the long period of time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. On a 26, you can identify 6 types of fully lethal flora, about 15 types of flora that could poison you in various ways, 25 to 30 that are just sort of benign, at least 5 carnivorous plants, including one that is big enough to eat someone of an imp's size. So, about the size of a gnome. And flora that would aid in something.
Okay.
This greenhouse seems to be mostly plants that would thrive on the suffering of others.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Might want to stay away from the big guy.
Yeah. Can I go ahead and pick the helpful plants since there's only like 2 of them?
Yeah, you can grab a little bit of the helpful plants. You pick up a small sort of what's known as lamp blossom. Lamp blossom is essentially it's not helpful in that it'll heal or anything, but it's helpful in that if you crunch up the petals of a lamp blossom flower, it will provide dim light in a 15-foot area around you. Basically, it's a quick and dirty torch in natural environments. It's not very good, but it is one of the 2 helpful plants that you can find here. The other helpful plant is a single, interestingly enough, a single hell rose, a plant that is native to the 9 hells, to the infernal reaches. A hell rose is very specifically a plant that is used in many curse removal situations. It is very good for specifically removing infernal curses, but to get it, you have to go to the hells. It doesn't grow outside of them. But it can remove most forms of curse that have been placed on most people, including stuff like curses of greed and temptation, curses of lust, tracking curses, all of that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Helpful since we're in hell.
It can also, if you have been afflicted by a specific type of curse that reduces your maximum HP, it can restore your maximum HP to full. So those are the 2 helpful things you find. But most of this garden is seemingly dedicated to things that harm, as far as you can tell.
Gotcha.
Over on the other side, Prod and Darren, you look into what looks to be some form of very large forge. The sort of front section of this room is filled with various ores that seem to be crystallizing out of the infernal earth. But there's a bridge in the middle of the room, and beyond that it looks like there's some form of industrial forge area.
Okay. Looks like this might be a place for building something. I will check for traps before I move my mini.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Roll me investigation.
I'll just go for this entire adventure and there's no traps. 21.
21. No traps, though the spiky ores that are growing out of the ground in this room definitely have some form of infernal energy about them. Possibly the same kind that would be used to build most of the armor that you've seen in the Hells. Including, it has a similar signature to the armor that Deranax Vaughn was wearing.
Okay, there's just some kind
But
of
it's sort of just a subtle infernal vibe, basically.
Let's go.
No, don't tell me Asmodeus is vibe forging.
Let's go all the way, like, as far as we can into the forge and just have a little poke around, I think. Like, this hammer looks cool. I wanna...
I think it's too big for you.
Hey, this reminds me a lot of, the place that we went in Matina? That had, there was, like, burning up god stuff for the Titan of Destruction, and was doing a lot of that. Do we think something like that's happening here?
Snurch?
Yeah, the Snurch. Can I see if that's like something that might be happening here as well?
Roll me either investigation, religion, or arcana.
Your baby's got to do religion. Like, that's why the better 25 again.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good
This
day.
is a place of creation, surprisingly. Within the Hells, which is a plane dedicated to destruction and torment, this is a place of forging. It is a place of creation. The materials used here are likely from the Hells themselves. Outsourcing is kind of difficult when there's a great big divine gate in the way, or abyssal gate, rather.
Mm.
It's strange because, according to a lot of divine prescripts, the Hells are specifically for destruction and torment, jail cells. You don't make things in the Hells. There's no reason to. The only thing that happens here is decay and destruction. At least according to divine transcripts and divine sort of information that you have gleaned over the years.
That's strange. He likes making stuff.
Doesn't everybody?
Well, it's not normal. Everything to do with the Hells is to do with the destruction. And, you know, to have a place of making in a place of destruction. Actually, even looking into that greenhouse was weird, because you don't grow things in the Hells.
I don't know if that's necessarily a choice so much as just like it's kind of not the best environment for it. But if you're gonna be destroying things, you need tools to destroy them with, right?
Yeah.
So surely it just makes sense to be making stuff. Although I would not have expected to find that in the big head honcho's palace, for sure.
Huh. Can I, like... I don't know how these forges work. Probably something goes on the tracks and it... Oh! What's that?
What's what?
Can I look at that book?
Book. You look at the sort of edge of the forge itself, or one of the forges rather. There's this relatively hefty leather-bound tome with a small red seal on the front cover. You open it up, and it's filled with diagrams.
that's
written
cool.
in a very small hand. Maybe about the size of like an impish hand.
You've done something incredibly funny. I'm gonna try my best not to be meta about this.
You can be as meta as you like, Elfie. You just can't bring it into actual character conversation.
I'm not going to. You are so funny. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna take that book. I'm like, oh great. We know some blacksmiths who'd really like this.
There's a lot of diagrams in here for weapons. There's also diagrams for mechanical parts, as far as you can tell. You're not entirely certain. It's not something you're particularly familiar with, but you recognize a gear when you see one.
Yeah.
But a lot of this stuff looks very esoteric, far beyond what you would understand with your limited knowledge of blacksmithing.
Yeah. I mean, Ingvar can forge stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll keep it for. I'll pocket it for Ingvar. And I want to have a look at maybe this big thing here. Be like, maybe get Darren on this, but this lever.
Oh, the big old lever.
The big old lever. I want to know
Big
what the
ol'
big old
lever.
lever do.
Okay. Do you wanna pull the big old lever?
I don't want to pull it. I want to know what it does.
Okay.
I've learnt from the chandelier incident.
The lever is connected into a heavy rotational shaft that rotates about 90 degrees, that is sunk into the floor.
Yo, Darren, what do you think this does?
I think it tilts the bed so you can push stuff into the forge. Or at least I've seen things like that back in Velostorf that did that.
Hey, if you pull the lever, can you take responsibility for what happens?
Greater question. Am I even able to pull that lever on the basis of the hammer behind me is like the size of me, and I am very much
Oh,
based
yeah,
more on
we should-
stabbing things in the weak points.
What is up with that hammer?
Well, I mean, from the size of it, I would presume there's a particularly large individual working around this area, which makes sense if the Lord of Hell is here.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But like, if that's the case, then I probably can't pull that lever even whether I want to or not.
You give it a try?
Probably best we don't mess with too much. If we can avoid it, if we don't absolutely have to, let's not leave too many fingerprints and clues to us.
That's a good point. I'm just, for the sake of being swole, I'm gonna try and lift up this hammer.
Roll
And
me a
then I'm
strength check.
going. 15?
You get your hands around the grip, and you heave, and you manage to sort of lever it up into sort of a 25-degree angle with the hammer handle over your shoulder. It's really, really heavy.
Darn. Well,
Just put it back where you found it and let's get moving.
I drop it and then
Before the
we...
librarian keels over.
Can you just have a quick check that there's not, like, a key dangling anywhere that I haven't seen?
You think there'd be a key for that door in here?
Maybe.
Doesn't seem very likely to me, but I'll give it a scan, I guess.
Roll me investigation.
Yeah.
I'm not
22.
gonna...
Okay. Looking around, taking in a sense, knowing a degree of sort of mechanical functions of all this stuff. From what you can tell, the levers next to the forges are designed specifically to pump the bellows. So they're to heat the forge itself. It is currently sort of smoldering gently, but if you sort of pulled the lever back and forth, you could probably like heat the actual interior of the forge to a forging temperature.
Oh, these are bellows furnaces. Oh, okay, no, that explains that. And that's kind of low grade. I wonder if there's just a hobby out this.
There's also a couple of cages next to the furnaces.
I'm
that
trying to ignore that one.
Very sort of slight spatters of black ichor on the bottom of them. Roll me an intelligence check.
Check. Okay. 11.
11. You're not really sure what these cages are for. I mean, maybe they just like to hear people scream while they work.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I'm not finding a key in here, mate.
Okay, well...
There are small triangular pendants in the mouths of these gaping demons above the furnaces. They don't look like keys.
I'm not flying up there.
But you can fly!
Yes, but when has it? In what story of heroism and bravery has it ever gone well for the dude who sticks his hand inside of a statue's mouth?
I'm not telling you to stick your hand in, dude. I'm just saying go check it out.
You will be the death of me someday. Go have a look.
Okay.
Not sticking my hand on anything, I'm only looking.
You sort of fly up level with the large sort of demonic face that is snarling above the forge. Inside is a small three-sided pyramid, inverted, hanging from a chain. It's got sigils carved on each side and is glowing a very gentle red, sort of pulsing.
This looks like something that you would, like, give to a small child at the beginning of a horror story.
Yeah, for sure. Hello? Oh, that's you. Sorry.
Sorry,
I was like,
yeah, no.
I was like,
look,
who the fuck is that?
yeah, the look is pretty drippy right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Just show our
I mean,
muscles on each other.
You're kind of a view in yourself.
Thank you, darling. Alright, I think we should GTFO that pendant. If we find something that pendant might fit in, we could come back for it, but right now I think we've got to just investigate some more.
I mean, it's got infernal runes in it, and it's clearly very, very hot, and it's kind of giving off fire. But maybe, maybe, if you're good, we'll do that.
Okay. Back in the greenhouse, Ingvar and Hickory, you both have just about finished looking over all the
Try to not
various
poke the evil orc.
plants. What are you guys sort of? What else are you guys looking for in here?
I guess if there's any keys or anything that might go, or
Anything
No.
of particular interest.
yeah,
No keys. There is sort of set apart from all the other plants in the room, which are mostly sort of harmful or dangerous in some way. At the back of the greenhouse, there is a large, sort of sprawling, cherry blossom tree.
Well, that seems out of place.
And the hell rose was planted in its roots.
Is there anything off about the cherry blossom tree, or is it just a regular cherry blossom tree?
It's a regular cherry blossom tree, and that's why it feels off.
So it's both.
What kind of poke the tree?
Sure. I mean, you touch the bark of the tree, it's smooth, sort of rough, somewhat wood. It's living. It's maintained. Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Or nature or insight, depending on which one either of you want to use.
My insight's +3. If you've got anything better.
I think insight's the same, but nature's the one that I'm good at.
So I will say each roll will give you a different piece of information. So if you want to do both.
Okay. Well, I'll roll nature
rather
if you want to do
Yeah, exactly.
insight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You first.
27.
Okay, in regards to nature, on a 27, someone has put a lot of effort into keeping what is essentially a material plane cherry tree alive in the Nine Hells. Like, an insane amount of work. You step into sort of the zone of the cherry tree and you realize the whole room's temperature drops by about 5 degrees. You look at the soil and it's well tilled. You look at the water and it's sort of constantly flowing and irrigated. Someone's gone to great lengths to make this tree be able to thrive on its own. Roll me insight, Ingvar.
Grab the dice, eat us. That's a 7.
That's 7. As Hickory is sort of looking around, poking around at the roots, nobody's touched this tree in a very long time. Hickory, someone has gone to great lengths to make sure that this tree can thrive. But, Ingvar, nobody's visited this tree in decades, centuries maybe. Again, the rest of the garden seems tended to, but this tree has been left to its own devices. That's what you can get on at 7.
How the hell is this thing still alive? You kind of ponders out loud.
Okay.
He kind of pokes the tree again, thinking maybe the second poke feels different, but no, not really.
No, just a normal...
Can I roll to see if there's like any hidden doors that might be like underneath the tree or behind the tree?
On that like 27 nature check, you don't need to roll. There's nothing here. It's just all the systems and the magic that is maintaining this tree's environment is such an extensive and complex piece of work. There's no room for anything else, really. So there's no room for any other magic to work here. Or no room for any other magic to be anchored here. As for doors, I mean, it's a tree. You could probably make a door through it, but
That's true.
not anybody else. And you'd need to find some other tree to connect to make a door to it.
Right,
Do it
yeah,
through
in the
it.
same plane.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Can I take a small twig off of it?
Yeah, you can. You reach up to a branch and you snap a small twig with a little cherry blossom flower attached to it off.
As I walk away from the tree, does the twig like start decaying, or does it remain the same?
Hold on, let me very quickly check a measurement. Once you get about 15 feet away from the tree, the air temperature immediately increases, and you watch as the twig in your hand immediately starts to smoke and burn.
I'm just gonna throw it on the floor and then stamp out the fire immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all that I wanted to.
Okay.
Should we go check up on the others?
Yeah. Make sure Prod hasn't gotten into too much trouble.
No.
Okay.
Well, am I wrong?
You all head back into the main room as you sort of meet up in the central chamber of this area.
We do a little download of what we saw back in the fort.
Bugger.
Hello?
Sorry, I selected the statue by accident and it.
Oh god.
Okay, that's, you know what? As long as it didn't actually move, I'm happy.
No, that like, unfortunately, in order to get statues to that scale, I have to turn them into minis. Yeah.
That's so okay. That's so fine.
But it also means that actually,
You scare the shit out of me? Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Not intentional, I assure you. It's just one of those things that happens.
It's one of them girly things.
Hold on, let me just hide that very quickly so that I can place this back down. Is that in the right place? Not quite.
We'll do a quick download of like what we saw. I'm guessing you guys are going to tell us, about the cherry tree.
Yes. And share the plants also got. And which ones, if we decide to go back in there, to stay away from.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Probably like, should we do the same with the other two rooms? Oh, and Ingvar. I'm gonna pass Ingvar the book of, like, the book of forging that I found down here. Be like, I couldn't make head nor tails of it, but if you got any idea what that's about, I'd love to know.
Thank you. I shall have a look over it the next time we have a chance to sit and rest review.
Yeah. Let's head up and keep split. Is that okay?
Yep, sounds reasonable to me.
Why don't
And
we...
scream if you get killed.
Yeah.
Okay. Which? Okay, you're positioning your minis. That is good.
Yeah.
All right. So you.
Also, because I accidentally went over here because I thought that was the way to the greenhouse for some reason earlier, and I feel bad because I revealed some of the room.
I mean, you could. That's the point. Is now you can look in and reveal some of the room if you move over there. It's part of it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Darren and Prod. So you guys head to the northwestern chamber. The first thing you see is a large library, sort of, but not quite. You're looking in. There's a lot of. This feels like a ritual chamber. And there's a lot of books and research, but all the books and research is kind of floating across the room, sort of passively, just sort of bobbing gently in the air, all clear of this sort of central square in the room. But you can see sort of a lot of floating scrolls, books, parchment, clay tablets, stone tablets, brimstone tablets. There's a couple of like crystal obsidian
I'm gonna
shards
check for
as
traps.
well. Okay, roll me an investigation check.
Also, do you think you could run over to the other guys and just make sure there's no traps at the entrance of where they are as well?
21 for this room. And
21.
I guess.
Okay.
Here. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna do the quick old check for traps over here for you.
Roll it.
I'll be out of your hair in a moment. 26 for over here.
No traps on either of these areas, though the contents of the rooms you don't know about.
Right. Yeah, you should be fine. There's no problems. Right, catch you in a bit.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a large sort of square pit in the center of the room. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a very big swirling vortex in the middle
There is
of
definitely a big swirling vortex.
You can see the big swirling vortex thing. That's fine. The miniature is sunk into the ground, so I wasn't sure if you could actually see it, but that's fine then. Yeah.
What's gonna be like, oh, another fucking library. Gonna just swanny on in, I guess. Have a look at the vortex.
Oh, there's so many books here.
Yo, there are some chains here.
Yeah, you look at the chains. The chains go all the way up to nothing. As in, you look up and you realize that there is no ceiling in here. There's just clouds. The pillars just kind of go up and disappear. The chains just go up and disappear into the clouds.
I would like to perform an experiment.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm gonna take like a ration or something from my bag, just something really small, and I'm just gonna chuck it into the vortex and see what happens.
It bursts into flame and vanishes.
Interesting. Take another bitch through.
It once again bursts into flame
Stop
and
chucking
vanishes.
things into the Eldritch Vortex.
I just wanted to see if anything would change.
Roll me a perception check, Prod.
I'm so perceptive. It's a flat D20.
Oh,
That's a
boy.
13.
The little ration strips that you're throwing into the vortex are bursting into black fire.
Would I know what Blackfire is like associated with? Or would that just be a mystery to me?
are a paladin.
I feel like that could be
Roll-
religious.
It is religion related, but it's not your religion related. So I'm gonna say roll me religion, and the DC is gonna be pretty high.
Eight.
You
So no.
not really sure. I mean, a lot of sort of different flame colors can be achieved in theater. Like, specific compounds can be used in theatrical work to make fire specific colors. Black is not usually one that comes up in theater, though, because it doesn't really show up well on stage.
Good point.
So most of the colors that you're aware of would be the brights, the greens, the purples, the golds, and the oranges, all of that sort of thing. Blue is a very good one for, like, subdued, deep lighting, but no one ever goes for black because it's just very dim. Doesn't really do much.
I was like, well.
The other thing that you would know, actually, because of that theatre background, most forms of black flame used in theatre generally don't really do black fire. They just kind of do pale fire with a lot of smoke. This is black fire, like pure black fire, no smoke.
That's odd. Is there anything you can glean from this?
Uh,
I mean, it's probably not his bedroom.
it's not transmutation, I can tell you that much.
Ooh, actually, can I do the same thing with a divine sense and just have a look at what this vortex is about and where it goes to?
Yeah, sure.
Do I still have to roll, or can I just...
I'm gonna say you know how to focus now, so just roll me insight.
$19!
19. Okay. This is not infernal magic. This is material plane magic.
Ooh.
This is mortal magic. And it is very old mortal magic.
I relay this to Darren.
What this is doing, as far as you can tell, it's not a portal per se.
No.
As in, if you tried to go through it, you would die.
Hence the rations.
However, it is a transportation method for matter. So, think of it this way. And I'm going to explain this sort of out of character, just so that you can get a decent grip on what I'm trying to explain here.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek transporters. They disassemble you into a fragmented pattern and reassemble you on the other side, right?
Yeah.
This...
Horrific, by the way.
Horrific. Yeah, it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. This is essentially doing half of that. It's looking at what makes up your body and disassembling it into its component parts. And then it's just sending those component parts without any of the data related to the reassembly, basically.
Okay, so if you wanted to get a bunch of metal over to where this goes, you could probably throw a bunch of metal in here, and you'd be able to forge it when you're on the other side. But if you put a human through, you're just going to get a bunch of
essentially what
human particles.
If you threw a bunch of metal in here, what you would get on the other side is a cloud of the atomic particles of metal.
Ah.
Yeah, it's that granular. It's like, I'm going to strip you down to your component atoms.
It's less of a teleporter and more of a disposal. Got it.
It is sending it somewhere. You just don't know where.
Let's not try and find out.
And very specifically, again, I should say, this is not infernal magic, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
This is like the second or third thing we found here that's material plane.
That is
It's a little odd for the Palace of Hell.
Also, there's something weird about, I don't know, how empty it is.
Yeah, you'd expect more servants, wouldn't you?
It just seems like Asmodeus lives here by himself.
I mean, all the stories I've heard about him say that he's pretty, paranoid.
Damn.
Darren, as you say, servant.
Oh no.
On your magic vision, you glance out of the corner of your eye, and you see, sort of waiting by a pillar, a floating ghostly hand.
Motherfuts. Okay, I have a slight idea of what's going on.
What do you mean?
Can I roll an Arcana to see if I'm aware of the spell Unseen Servant?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, is...
11.
No.
This, you don't know about the spell Unseen Servant, but this looks very familiar to your own ability.
Oh, my mage hand.
Your mage hand. It looks, it seems very similar to that. It's just a single floating mage hand that is just floating in the corner. You said the word servant, and something was listening because it wasn't there before.
Oh, great. They've got Google Home.
Could you tell it what to do? Could you tell it to
Alexa,
do something?
summon hand.
Okay. Good news. I figured out where all of the aids are. Bad news. It's probably listening to us. This entire time.
Well, it can just be like... Could it be just, like, word activated and it's not, like, listening?
I mean, you'd have to be listening to know if we said the word, right?
Yeah, but some things are just, like, voice commands, you know? Okay, I'm gonna err on the side of optimism here, because if they've been listening the whole time, we're super dead.
Fair point.
And if they were listening the whole time, and they knew that we were totally supposed to be here, we would be given drinks. And they haven't done that. So...
I'll give it a shot. We sure could use a servant to deliver us a drink.
A few seconds pass. The hand has vanished. Then you watch as from one of the pillars, a small alcove slides back and a floating glass of some unknown substance flies out and stops next to you.
Bangin'.
Thank you?
Don't thank it. You're in the house of Asmodeus.
As you thank it...
Screw you.
As you thank it, a voice. I hintrasho. And the hand floats away.
I have no idea what this is. It's probably not a good idea to drink it.
Rod's gonna give it a hefty sniff.
Do you sniff it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This smells fruity.
You know what? He just drunk my Faebloom wine. I'm kind of mad. I'm gonna pour it into like a vial that I have, and then just put it in my pocket and be like, "This is if we win. This is for me if we win." And if it's for me if we don't win, and I'm about to die as well.
Okay, well, there's not much for us to go on in this room, and I'm not spending the time we need to check out all these books.
Yeah, no keys or anything.
No, but we have discovered that the building is listening to us.
Yeah, that's probably quite important.
Okay. Hickory and Ingvar. The two of you step into what looks like a ballroom. Long, expansive, expensive wooden floors. Mirrors lining every edge of the room. At the end of the room is a pile of furniture, as far as you can tell. Dust-covered sheets, a couple of wardrobes maybe, chairs, tables. In the center of the room is a small pedestal with a golden armillary sphere-like contraption with a small blue flame inside it. I'm gonna pull you guys back to here.
There.
Well, I'm not necessarily interested in looking at more infernal flame anytime soon. So can I investigate the furniture, roll insight on that?
Sure. Roll me insight on the furniture.
Thanks.
Why not? That is a natural 20 for insight on the furniture. My fucking god. You could have gotten that natural 20 insight on the weird armillary sphere orb in the middle of the room with the glowing blue flames inside it, and instead you picked the fucking furniture. I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. Natural 20.
You better give us a natural 20 worth of information on this furniture, by the way.
Natural 20 insight on the furniture. This furniture looks to be very old. It is not well maintained. It looks like someone hasn't been in this room maybe in a couple of centuries. There's dust everywhere. Various sheets draped over various more quote-unquote valuable objects, but you wouldn't really know what the Nine Hells would count as valuable. The carpet in this sort of room is patchy and threadbare. There is a musty smell in this room. You also, looking at the furniture, you look past it a little and you realize that none of the furniture is being reflected in the mirrors. You walk up to
furniture.
You walk up to the furniture and you touch it, and it is solid. It exists. You can feel it. But none of the mirrors are reflecting any of the furniture. And then you look up at the mirrors and you realize the mirrors aren't reflecting you either. The mirrors are only reflecting the room, but not the contents of the room.
That's freaky.
That's your natural 20 of informational knowledge on insight on the furniture.
Beautiful. So good.
I hope that satisfies.
No, it does. I have a theory now of what's going on, but keep it to myself.
Ingvar.
In the meantime, I was gonna say, in the meantime, can I go and look at the big floaty ball thing?
Okay. How close do you get to it?
About 10 feet away from it, roughly.
10 feet away? Okay. So around about there. Cool. Is that 10 feet? I'm just going to double check. Yeah, that's about 10 feet. Alright. You sit about 10 feet away from this sort of gently floating orb-like armillary sphere sort of thing that is in the middle of this room. It floats about half a foot above the pedestal that it is essentially placed on. It doesn't seem to move. It's just sort of static in the air. There's no sort of bobbing motion or anything. It just seems to be there. You notice on the outside of these sort of rings that wrap around this sort of flame in the middle, small runic carvings are all the way around the edge that have this very gentle sort of faint white glow about them.
Man, if only the librarian went wibbling on his. He kind of glances at this thing for a second, and then he has a small thought and pulls out the book he's just been. He's wondering if this mechanical ball is in the book somehow.
Roll me investigation with advantage.
Investigation is... Well, that bloody hell. Okay, there it is. Oop. Oop. Oh, that's not the dice self. Eat. Up into the fire with you.
6
Wow.
plus...
Well, that's a nat one, but that's 7.
Well, you're
And a
on
nat one.
advantage, so...
Yes, that was both dice for advantage.
So 6 plus whatever your investigation is, basically.
1.
1, so
So
7.
7.
There's a lot of information in this book. You're seeing diagrams and instructionals for swords, maces, crossbows. You're seeing a variety of armor. You're seeing beast armor in here as well. You're seeing something that looks like it could essentially turn a carriage into a infernal engine. You're seeing stuff that even the maddest scientist in his wildest dreams could not conceive. There's so much information in here that finding one specific thing is kind of difficult. You do find one thing that looks somewhat similar, but different enough in its construction that you're not sure that it's the same thing. What you find is this sort of similar armillary sphere shape, but with spikes all along the outside with no moving parts, that has sort of like diagrams indicating the interior. It has like runes on the inside rather than the outside. And it is noted as being a soul trap. It has similarities, but also a lot of differences.
Well, he's going to heed on the side of caution and not go and poke the giant ball, in case it tries to eat him or something.
Okay. Is there anything else you two want to do in here for the moment?
Can I can I roll insight on the mirror?
Can you roll insight on the mirrors? Sure,
sense.
Kelu.
Okay.
Roll me insight on the mirrors.
Thanks.
I'm gonna laugh if it's another 20. Oh,
No,
it's
but
It's a
Quite
21. It's close. Yeah. What would you like to know about the mirrors? What would you like to insight into them?
Yes. Well, for one, I want to know why it's just the room and not the contents that they're showing, and two, if there might be something behind the mirrors that leads to other rooms or something.
Do you approach a mirror?
Yes.
How close do you get? Like
Probably
touching distance, or
like within like arm's length. So like if I walked like a couple steps, I could touch it.
okay. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
If it's a trap,
You-
I get advantage. You have to.
You can elect to fail. This is not a trap.
Okay. I will go ahead and just do the wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This is a very low DC. You make it. Nothing happens. In regards to the mirrors, they don't reflect you. As close as you might get, they still don't reflect you. Insight-wise, you get this sort of sensation as you approximate to the mirror. A sense that you have to choose to allow the mirror to reflect you. And in doing so, the mirror will do other stuff.
Gotcha. I will go ahead and let it see me.
Okay, so you elect to fail the wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
Okay. What is the place Hickory has felt happiest in?
It's a great question. Probably the inn that he stayed at in Matina, where he got the platypus for the first time and then lost the platypus.
Okay. You let the wisdom saving throw fail. Look into the mirror and suddenly you see yourself crystallized. Not as this demonic entity that is illusory to your form, but as yourself, as Hickory. And you see, crystallizing across the image of the mirror, the interior of the inn, with the barkeep in the background, and the tables, and dusty smudges, and bits of soup on the floor, and Prod scrubbing on his knees, still halfway through cleaning it. And you look around the room, and you see this entire room is now reflecting that memory. Ingvar, you see this as well as you're looking around. You see this memory being reflected back into the ballroom itself.
The hell?
Does the orb with the fire still stay, or is that
Yeah,
transported away with the ball? Okay, that's still there.
No, that's still there. The ballroom hasn't been transported away. I will note that
okay.
importantly.
Okay.
You are still in the ballroom. It's just that the mirrors are now reflecting that memory back at you.
Okay.
That you can now see that memory in real time.
Mm.
With that insight check and having failed the wisdom saving throw, these mirrors reflect an object or person's memory. Objects don't have the ability to succeed or fail a wisdom saving throw without external factors being placed upon them, and as such, they don't reflect in the mirror unless someone else wants them to. Unless you are actively putting an object in front of the mirror and asking the mirror to reflect the object rather than the person. And very specifically in this case, the mirror reflects your happiest memory, or the memory that you find most enjoyment in.
Right.
But with that insight check, you get the feeling that with enough time and patience and an understanding of how the mirrors work, you could make the mirror reflect something else in your mind, a different kind of memory. It is possible that you could direct the focus of the mirror, essentially.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
Ingvar, is there anything else you want to do in here for the moment?
Not that he really doesn't want to mess with anything in here, considering how weird it's getting.
Okay. Back to Prod and Darren. What are you two doing?
Let's see. We're regrouping in the main room.
I think we're gonna make our way, because if those guys are still in there, we'll wander through to the ballroom as well.
Okay. You wander through into the ballroom. And
Is that
as
not
you
Millery sphere? Wow.
As you enter, you see all the mirrors reflecting the inn that you stayed at in Matina. Prod, you can see yourself scrubbing the floor.
Hey. Is this a memory?
Either that or Asmodeus has some very interesting decor choices. And has been watching
No,
us as
it's-
well as listening to us.
It's one of mine. He gestures to the mirror and explains that if you let yourself be seen, then it will show the memory that you're happiest with.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, you have an interesting definition. We do have a little bit of bad news.
Yes.
The palace is listening to us.
Oh.
We think there's some
It doesn't seem to be very intelligent. It seems to be listening in for key phrases and commands, and then employees will show up and do those.
I don't think they're employees. I think there's some sort of
Look, I'm running out of
automation
synonyms.
I think there's some sort of automation going on here. Automated magic, maybe? It seems like
Some kind of hospitality spell. But
it seems like Asmodeus is a bit of a, to put it simply, loner. Nobody's in here. Like, look around. And I point at all of the furniture that's been covered up. Like, there's been no one here except him in years, probably. Every place we've gone to, it's just kind of empty.
Well,
I mean, I'm
I
not
would say
going to
that-
necessarily begrudge that we don't have to sneak past people.
that's probably by design. And he gestures to the furniture and says, considering there's so much stuff here from the material plane that hasn't been touched in centuries, something tells me that someone that was perhaps close to him was here, and now they're gone. And, well.
Huh.
He might not be taking it well.
Well, we are not here to resolve his emotional crises. We are
What's
here to
this?
steal
And I
them.
start walking towards the orb.
Okay, how
While
close
I'm
do you
saying,
get?
what's this? I get about 5 feet away from it.
Careful,
Like,
Ingvar calls out
there.
behind them.
Maybe
It's-
10 foot.
Hey, it's shiny, gold, engraved, filigreed, little
Does it look-
glowing blue flame in the middle.
Oh, cute.
Do you still have your divine sense activated?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say I do.
This thing is celestial.
Oh,
This
then
thing is divine energy.
Ooh. Girl! And I look around and I point out to it and say, it's celestial!
Huh? What,
Look at this thing.
Why
It's
would-
celestial.
What do you mean it's celestial?
Let
My-
me explain why it wasn't in the book.
Yeah. Hang on, look at this. I'm gonna get just real up and friendly with it. Can I pull this is just like I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but like this is just seasoning. This is not actually magic.
For flavor.
For flavor, can I just like pull a strand of like celestial light from it and like waft it about?
Roll me a religion check.
I'm so good at religion. That's a 17.
That's a 17. You could if this belonged to Callist, but
Huh.
it does not.
Well, okay, so it's not a Callist one, but like this is totally someone's magic.
Do we... Hang on,
Does
let
it
me-
look
let me-
like
let-
the
let me
orb is
check the pillar
containing
for,
it?
like-
No.
Let me check the pillar for like traps and sensors or something that might happen if we pick it up.
I'll give you this for free because of your sort of religious background, Prod. This doesn't look like a prison.
Oh. Huh.
To you, it doesn't look like a prison, I should say. To you, this looks like protection.
That's odd. I relay this to everybody.
But I need to be very specific about this. This is to
me.
you specifically, as a person with a religious background, knowing what this artifact descends from. That's your biased view of it. So I have to be
for sure.
very specific about that, just so that nobody else gets confused.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at this thing. So I can...
This probably stops the hells getting in. This is not to stop it getting out.
And would you like to roll me an
examine the
insight
pedestal that it's on.
check? Oh, you want to examine the pedestal? Okay. Roll me insight or investigation. Again, answers will differ depending on which you use.
Investigation. 26.
Bone and slabs of volcanic rock is what this pedestal is made of. There are a few small runes carved into the base of this, and there's a few again around the top, sort of just under where the orb is floating. It doesn't seem... like, obviously it's of infernal make, but it doesn't seem... it seems more like a display rather than anything that's, like, actively harmful.
Does it seem trapped or rigged up in some fashion, or...
Not trapped. Though you do see a degree of with your magic vision, you see bright. Sorry, I had to open my notes and it was bright. With your magic vision, you see a degree of abjuration magic sort of inset into these sigils. It's not anywhere near as strong as the abjuration magic that was protecting the coins in the dragon's mouth. The cobalt coin that you grabbed earlier. But there is a degree of defensive magic here. It's not trapped per se. It's not trapped. It's warded, is what I'll say.
Okay. Right. I mean, it doesn't seem to be trapped. I'm not seeing anything that will necessarily set off alarm bells ringing if we move it. But it also doesn't really seem like it's being held here so much as safekeeping. I mean, it's celestial.
Could we ask if it could see its happiest memory? Because it's celestial, right? There's like an element of life to it. Could we guide the mirrors to reflect what's going on with the bowl? Maybe?
You can always try.
Okay, I'm going to...
Want to speak celestial?
Can I move the ball in any way? Is that like allowed, or do you think like?
It's up to you.
I'm gonna poke the ball and see if I get an electric shock, essentially, and then if I can move it, I'm gonna move it in front of the mirrors.
No, you touch it. It doesn't shock you. It's cool metal to the touch.
Oh, that's very sad. That's very nice. It's too hot in here. I take it over to.
You can. It feels like moving something that's on a sliding surface. Like you move it up and down and around, and it doesn't float. It doesn't feel like you have to lift anything. You're literally just pushing it around.
Okay. And I'm gonna get in front of the mirror and I'm gonna be like, I give you permission to reflect my visage.
Okay, you feel a wisdom saving throw wash over you. Do you elect to fail?
I like to fail it.
You like to fail. As you stand there, what is your happiest memory, Prod?
I think Prod thinks it's gonna be...
What I'm gonna give you something interesting here. If you focus really hard, you will get the happiest memory that you believe is your happiest memory. If you allow the mirror to take control, you will get the happiest memory that Prod's subconscious knows is his happiest memory.
I'll go for the second.
Okay, so what would that be?
So I think Prod was like, oh yeah, it's totally when I'm back at Callist and everything was like great and it was all bromance and stuff like that. And Prod's actual happiest memory is probably just like being on the road with all of the guys. And like, I think maybe it was the day when he and Darren was teaching Darren to fly, and it was gonna go so wrong at so many points, and it went really well. And everyone was just hanging out and having a good time, and it was just one of the down days in between adventures, and he felt like he had so much purpose.
Yeah, you sort of let the mirror take your consciousness, and you see a Matinian street appear outside, and deserty buildings, and palm trees waving, as you see yourself cheering as Darren is soaring up into the air. And do you want to focus on the...
I go, I just take a moment and go, look, it's you.
That was a pretty good day.
And then I go, oh, but we're not here for that. And I sort of push the orb forward and go, hey, Mirror, can you show me this guy? I was sort of like, can you show me this?
Roll me a wisdom check.
Just a flat wisdom. How wise am I
Wisdom
feeling?
check. The DC
Sure.
isn't high, but you
paladin, you
have
must
to
have a half
direct the
decent.
mirror's focus.
I need you to understand. That's a flat 15.
That is a
My
flat
wisdom is
15.
plus 0.
And you needed a 10, so you're good. You push the orb forward. The mirror sort of flashes white for a moment. And then you realize that it hasn't flashed white. It's displaying a empty, snowy field filled with trees. Now, specifically, what are you asking for here? Are you asking for this object's happiest memory, or are you asking for this object's most prominent memory?
Probably prominent.
Empty, snowy fields with old, gnarled trees. In the middle of this field stands... I don't know if you've ever seen this figure before. I don't know if you've seen either of these figures. In the background, you see jagged cracks across the sky in gold and black, purpley tendrils fighting each other, cracking the sky of the material plane into shards. And in this field, you see a pair of figures kneeling together, heads bowed against each other. One wearing long black robes, the other wearing a bandolier with axes and knives, one with pale skin, mostly covered by this robe, but you can see the hands, and faintly in the distance you can see the face, but very barely, almost indistinguishable, just this sort of pale skin from the side. The other figure, red skin, a large pair of leathery bat-like wings, small curling horns. They are saying goodbye. In this field, you see the faint beginnings of the triple divide that created the material plane, the abyssal, and the divine, which is very strange to you, because according to all known myths and laws and legends, the Abyssal Gate was created 1,000 years before the Divine Gate. But you see the separation between the three planes all happening at the same time. As this heavy wall starts to crystallize. You see one figure, the red-skinned figure, on the abyssal side, being pushed, and you watch as the world on that side changes into that of the infernal reaches of the Nine Hells. You see the material plane, the snowy fields, empty. And on the other side, the divine side, you see this black-robed figure stand up, place a hand against this crystallized gate, clench it into a fist, and turn away and walk across an endless expanse of stars. And the memory dissolves and ends.
No.
This is really
But the gods were only... Could I figure out which god the black-robed person is, or is that... Are they a god that I've never seen before?
Roll me a religion check.
For real, I'm re-rolling that. I'm using a luck point. Oh, for real. I'm using my last luck point. Fuck this.
oh my god.
Okay, that's a 14. Motherfucker. 2 luck points on that.
According to myth and lore, at one point all the gods were mortal. But the depictions of them as mortal have been through 2 cataclysms, centuries of unmaking, records fragmented. You could take a guess, but you don't have a clear idea.
If I had to narrow it down to like 2 of the gods, which ones would I think was most likely?
Stylistically speaking?
Yeah, just from like this is like throwing a dart in the dark. I know it might not be exactly.
Stylistically speaking.
Yeah.
There are 2 gods that would fit the visual that you saw. Invict is one, but records around Invict are very, very sparse, and you know from various interactions with other members of your party that Invict's godlike visual presented these days is that of a bird or bird-like creature. The other is Metano. But again, the presentation with Metano, skin is never shown, possibly skeletal, and he wears a plague doctor's mask, bird-like. So, and gods can change their forms at will. It's a very difficult thing to say. but Invicт or Metano are the closest you could really get to this sort of...
Just like a guy wearing black.
A guy wearing black with pale skin, but with so few records of what the mortal forms of the gods originally looked like, it's incredibly difficult to tell.
Did the red figure with wings kind of look like a tiefling with wings, or did they look like a devil?
Red figure with wings. That's not hard to recognize at all. That's Asmodeus.
Oh.
A smaller, less imposing form of Asmodeus, but Asmodeus nonetheless. Red skin, horns, bat-like wings, hooves.
I turn to the group and I go, you know what this is making me think? And I know it's like a really weird thought. But the contract that we had was for I say we, that Librarian's part of, is only for 300 souls.
400.
400 souls. In exchange for money.
And
Now,
power.
if I was... And power. But if I was Asmodeus, King of Devils, I just think I'd probably ask for a bit more. You know what I mean? Like, you could, with a really good scam, you can get 400 souls. Like, sleazy, but good. These guys, and the people we took down were like some of the most powerful people in the world. And yet...
To be fair, that's not the whole contract, of course.
Who's saying that? Me? or just you reminding me?
Roll me an insight check.
Oh no. Oh no. We are being listened to, and Asmodeus
None
the chat.
of you others hear this, by the way. Prod is
Oh,
the only
no.
one who's hearing this.
8. Is it coming from my armor?
It is not coming
Is it
from
coming-
your armor. Your armor sounds completely different. Sounds like your conscience, to be fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Lucian is my conscience. Like, Pod's gonna go, well, yeah, I know it's not the whole of the contract. And look, I can't read very well, so I didn't get through it. But, like, I think there's something just very strange about the whole situation.
It's certainly a possibility.
I turn back to the mirror and go, look, show me your happy memory. Show me your this guy's happiest memory. And I, point the thing.
Lush green fields. Beautiful cherry blossom trees. Where before, in the snow, they were gnarled and dead. Now, filled with life. In the middle of the field, a group sits. A group of 14 people, maybe. You see, wearing a sharp black suit with cutouts for the wings at the back, Asmodeus dances with a figure in black, wearing long black robes. As they dance, a pair of Kenku stand on soapboxes, one banging a pair of drums and the other playing a fiddle. Lazing in the sun, a bear rolls over and stretches its paws out as a purple-skinned tiefling rubs it vigorously, scratches at it. A white-robed, dark-skinned woman sits on a picnic blanket. She holds beside her a long staff made of ancient oak, and she lifts with telekinetic ability a small cake and takes a bite. An elderly man in patchwork robes, brightly coloured and chaotic, sits in a rocking chair that twirls above them, floating and flying and defying gravity as he spins gently while reading 3 different books at the same time. Next to the dark-skinned woman sits a lady with hair made of water that defies gravity and floats around her. She has stone bracelets all the way up her arms. Flying overhead, an eagle of massive proportions with stone slate storm grey feathers circles and swirls before transforming into a figure with lightning bolt scars all across its body, glowing vibrantly. In the back, a boulder sits, slumped. You realize it is not in fact a boulder at all, but a form of trollish figure with heavy, slow movements. It gets up, repositions itself. You see lichen growing across its carapace as it repositions itself to get a little bit of better sunlight. In the shadow of a cherry blossom tree, not in the shadow, the shadow pushes itself up off the ground and arcs over the figure in white, shading her from the bright glare of the sun. And in contrast, as playful jibe, a beam of sunlight pulses down and breaks and shatters the shadows across the land, splaying them out and making the whole world fragment and fracture like a kaleidoscope. And in the middle of it all, a dog sits with its head on the lap of this dark-skinned woman in white. An old, half-blind little mongrel puppy. As you watch the dancers twirl, Asmodeus and this unknown figure as they twirl across the grass, you watch as Asmodeus in high heels trips and falls and splays out on the grass as he pulls this other figure with him, and they land, they laugh. The music screeches to a halt as the Kenku pair double over, and everyone seems happy, and the memory fades.
I have a thought that this is like a part of that celestial being that's here to watch, maybe?
I have a slightly more terrifying possibility in mind.
Hmm.
I think that's part of Asmodeus.
There's no infernal presence in this at all. There's a
It's
lot
always
of
enough.
celestial presence, Prod.
Hmm.
There's a lot of celestial presence. An intense amount, in fact. Almost as if it's covering something up. As if the
I think we
background
leave this be.
radiation of celestial energy is drowning out whatever else is here.
I think we leave this be and go about our way.
Is there a way I could open this?
It seems to, like, have mechanical components. You don't know if it's openable, but it's possible.
I look at the mirror one last time and ask it to show me what this orb wants.
What it wants.
What it wants.
What it wants.
And if it's a sex scene, I'm logging out.
You ask the mirror to show you what the orb wants, and nothing happens.
It's memories. Memory, not.
It's only memories.
It's only memories, it's not desire.
I'm gonna try and fucking open this thing.
Okay.
Maybe don't.
Roll me.
Look, this is who Prod is. He's gonna...
No.
He's like, oh, it's a trapped god. Gotta get that out.
Roll me intelligence. Or, and this is very specific, if you want to get this out without breaking the item, roll me intelligence. If you just want to break it and get whatever is inside out regardless of the possible consequences, roll me strength.
Well, one's a -1 and one's a +4. I think because he
And-
doesn't know what the cage wants, he's gonna roll an intelligence just in case the thing in the cage wants to be there. That's a 4.
It's a 4.
This is not gonna open it.
You're
I don't know what it does.
You're trying to insight check a weird floating flame. You have
I know
no
what-
idea.
No. I'm gonna be like, well, it's probably ages since you moved anywhere. I'm just gonna take you with us. Would you like to see the cherry tree? I ask it, and I'm just gonna bring this thing around with me until I figure out
Okay.
what to do with it.
Okay. What is everyone else doing in this moment? Having seen all of these scenes play out across the mirror in this room.
Also, I would like to note, Prod just had a deeply, religious experience of being able to see the gods, so he's like, oh my god!
See the gods, apparently before they were gods.
Yeah!
But the interesting
This
thing...
room helps us to get the papers and get out of hell, so there is so much we can think about
Oh,
much later.
actually, that's a good question.
Hmm?
Do you know... I pull it back in front of the mirrors. Do you know where the contracts are kept? Does this thing... Has this thing seen any contracts?
The mirrors crystallize again. The edges of the mirrors tinge in red.
Like,
This memory is not a happy one. you see Asmodeus standing in the research room that you were just in, holding a stack of parchment, while this figure in black shouts at them, pointing accusingly. Asmodeus's arms are filled with paper, but you can see them starting to ignite as repressed emotion is being contained as this figure is angrily gesturing. There's no sound in this room. The mirror doesn't communicate that. But you see Asmodeus sort of points a finger, says something, points a finger at the center of the room, where instead of this vortex, you see a large red summoning circle. The other end of one. This is the exit, if you will. The entrance from this world to the material plane without the division of the abyssal gate. And you watch as sections of the summoning circle begin to light, and a portal appears, and this figure in black huffs, raises a hand sort of dismissively, and Asmodeus sort of backs off, throws some things to the side, and steps down and through the portal and out to wherever he has been summoned to. As the figure in black sort of puts a hand to their head, sort of leaning against one of the bookcases, and you see there are bookcases in this research room now, but in your time period there aren't. There's just floating books and parchment and scrolls all throughout. But in this place, there are bookcases on the walls. And this figure sort of leans against one and puts a hand to their temple, grabs one of the pieces of paper that Asmodeus has dropped on the floor, opens it, scans it. You watch as their anger increases. You see black fire start to emanate from their hands as they hold this parchment, and you watch as they immediately let it go, as if shocked by something, and the fire goes out, and the memory ends.
We saw black ichor in the bottom of the cages.
We saw that vortex thing.
Something funky's happening here, and I've got too small a brain to figure it out. Oh, guys, this is hurting.
I think after seeing all of those memories, Hickory would like to try and open.
What would Hickory like to do?
Reach over and try and open the orb.
You want to try and open the orb. Roll me. Are you trying to break it, or?
This guy has anger issues. What are you doing?
No, I don't want to break it and try and get it out safely.
Roll me an intelligence check then.
— 17.
Not necessarily difficult. The orb's armillary sections essentially all fold back into one single circlet, or circular sort of mechanical thing. There are two lock pieces, one on the top and one on the bottom, that are maintaining this orb-like shape. When those are removed, the orb can be folded back into this circle piece. Each of these lock pieces has a sigil, one on the top, one on the bottom. The sigils are different. Or at least you think they're different until you realize they're just aligned differently. They are the same sigil visually. It's just that when you turn it up and over, it looks like they're different because they're upside down to each other. There is... You try and pull these away, and there is a tension there. It's invisible, but it feels like you're essentially trying to pull a cylinder apart at the middle, and it has no gap, essentially, to be pulled apart.
I see. Can I whisper to it, help me help you?
No response.
No response. Okay.
I just had a thought.
Oh no.
Based on what we saw, okay, so maybe Asmodeus and this guy were really good mates. Not so really good mates. Were lovers. And when the Abyssal Gates and the Divine Gate divided them for each other, Asmodeus, as a lover is wont to do, wanted to make sure that his boo was with him. So he summoned somehow this celestial being here, but because this being is celestial, it cannot survive in the hells. It was being morphed and mutated. When it touched the contract, gloop, black gloop and bad. So maybe Asmodeus put it in here for its own safekeeping, so it wouldn't, because that's what the orb is for. It's to stop the hells getting in, not the heavens getting out. Maybe this other god was sick, and they needed to figure out a way to get it out of the hells, or at least make being in the hells safe. Right?
We're coming up with so many possibilities that push and pull us between opening it and leaving it, and I think at least for right now we just leave it be.
Leave it be,
This is not why we're here.
You're right. I'm gonna bring it with us anyway, but not for... I just feel like it shouldn't be here.
Okay.
Okay.
You take it with you, I suppose. It moves easily. It doesn't seem to be restricted by the bounds of gravity or anything else, really. It hits walls, bounces off them, but it doesn't seem to ricochet. It doesn't have momentum in any way. But yeah, you can take it with you. It's too big to put in your pocket, I will say that much.
If we get caught with that thing, we are so getting smoked. More so than just getting caught.
Yeah, well, we're gonna die anyway.
I intend to live, thank you very much.
Okay. What do you all want to do?
There's only one door we haven't really investigated.
Is that the big evil one?
The big evil gold one.
Alright. Let's try and see what shape
It's either that or we turn back.
Yeah, and we're not doing that. So... Can I see what shape the padlocks take?
Yeah. So you have to get pretty close to see what shape the padlocks take. I will say, as you get, like, right up close, like within about 10 feet, Darren, because you are within about 10 feet now, each of the padlocks has a different magical signature. Prod, your divine sense is probably still going at this point. As you get close, each of the padlocks has a different material, planar signature.
Ah.
The one at the top has a divine signature. The one in the middle has a mortal material plane signature. One at the bottom has a fiendish signature. Darren, the one at the top is abjuration. The one in the middle is divination. The one at the bottom is conjuration.
Okay, it looks like it wants different spells.
These
Schools of
padlocks
magic,
do
maybe?
have... They're not... I should point out, these padlocks are padlocks. They have an inset point for a key. It just doesn't look like a normal key. It's like a small circular disc section that is inset into these.
Small disc. Do we see any small discs?
Or like an orb.
Roll me intelligence, Prod.
Can I have any help on that intelligence or nah?
I can help with the intelligence.
No, but Ingvar can help
No?
you with the intelligence.
Yeah.
Ingvar.
Hell yeah.
Intelligence, yeah.
That's a 14.
14. That's fine. It's just a memory check, really. Yeah, you did see a disc-like thing at one point. It was on the cover of that smithing book. There was a disc-like seal on it. Small red disc-like seal.
Hey,
It was
Oh, like
embedded in the cover, but it was disc-like, yeah.
I like go Invict, not Invict. Why did I say
Ingvar?
Ingvar? My brain, was like Ingvar, the book. Can you take out the disc from the book?
I can give it a shot.
You take a look at the cover of this blacksmithing book, sort of touch the disc, and you notice it has a bit of a wobble. Like if you twisted it, you twist it, and you feel it click, and then you pull it out. It's about yay big, and it looks like it'd fit in one of those locks.
Huh. Can I quickly have a look and see what energy's coming off it? If that's a godlike infernal. Okay.
Yeah. It looks like it would fit in the lowest lock.
Okay. All right. I have a feeling when we start putting the locks in, we're going to want to put them all in together because it'll probably set off an alarm. Do you guys want to check out the greenhouse again? And we'll check out the floating book area. Because if there's more discs like this hidden around, it feels like they'd probably be in those areas, right?
I mean, if this was designed like some kind of puzzle from some sort of board game, that would make sense. Who knows if that's how the building's laid out, but I didn't expect to find one of the keys in there either. Anyway, so maybe it is.
Let's do it!
Okay.
We'll high five.
All right.
I will investigate the vortex room for a disc.
Okay. Ingvar and Hickory, you guys head to the greenhouse again. I'm not going to need an investigation from you two, actually, Darren and Prod.
Oh, yay.
You look around the room and you see the disc, actually. It is inset into the floor in the middle of the grating underneath the vortex.
For sure.
You look down there and you see this disc in the middle of the vortex, like right at the base. It has a small blue sigil on it.
This disc in the middle of the vortex. This disc in the middle of this disc.
How heavy do you think that first disc was?
Oh, it was only like it was under 5 pounds.
I'm going to whip out the old mage hand and try to lift it.
Okay. You summon the mage hand and send it into the vortex to attempt to lift the disc. What level spell is mage hand?
It is a cantrip.
It is a cantrip. Okay. For the purposes of this, a cantrip is going to qualify as a first level spell. Because of the detrimental effects of this area. How many spell slots do you have, Darren?
In total or for specific things?
In total, that you currently have available to you.
8.
8. Okay. As you push the mage hand into the vortex, you watch as it starts to glitch out and jitter as it starts to lose its form, as the vortex starts to burn it up. You watch as this black fire starts to consume it. It's about 10 feet from the disc at the moment.
I'm gonna have to burn more spell slots to get it closer, aren't I?
It is a cantrip, as I said. There is a spell slot component to this, but if you are simply going to use it as a cast cantrip without using a spell slot, it just immediately gets consumed by the vortex.
Okay, I will cast Mage Hand at... why the hell not? 3rd level.
So you're using a 3rd level spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
You get about 1/3 of the way into this vortex by using a 3rd level spell slot. Do you maintain concentration on this and expend more spell slots to get it further in?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. How many of each individual type of spell slot do you have, and how many are you going to use?
I have 1 remaining level 3, I have 3 remaining level 2, and 3 remaining level 1.
Okay. Expending that 2nd level 3, and actually tell me which ones you want to expend, and I will tell you how far this gets you.
I think my level 3s aren't going to be hugely useful in this dimension, so I'll burn the last level 3 that I have.
Okay. That gets your hand about halfway in.
I think you only need to like lift it, and then it'll probably end this weird portal thing.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
You
learn
how
a
many
level
level
2.
2s do you use?
2 level 2 spells.
You manage to get about another foot in. The closer you're getting to the middle, the more effort and more spell slots you are requiring to get there.
I will Okay, how far is there to go?
About 4 feet. Using 2 level 2 spell slots got you 1 foot.
Okay, could I put my hand on...
Very quickly, I'm going to say something.
Oh.
As you're using up these spell slots, Darren, you come to a realization. Spell slots are not the only currency you can use to sustain a spell. There are 2 other types that you currently have in your possession.
Would one of them happen to be hit points?
It may very well be.
Oh boy.
Can Prod put his hand on Darren's shoulder and also channel his hit points?
If Darren asks for it, he can.
Little help if you don't mind.
Boom! Drain me.
How many hit points are you going to expend for this?
1 moment, I need to do some maths. For no particular reason, I need to do a little bit of maths. Calculator. Okay, hang on. One second. I'm willing to expend 80 hit points.
80 hit points.
You know there's no guarantee we can get those back, right?
80.
80. Okay. So.
Oh no, the DM's doing math.
I know.
Oh, hey, Bingy baby. You gonna watch Pod get killed? You gonna watch Pod die? Yeah? You
Go.
gonna watch my character fucking die?
Ping Pong's just off in the distance with a shiver up the spine going, did I just become the tank?
Hannah, you were always the tank.
You're always a tank. Prod's just suicidal.
Yeah, Prop was just DPS.
Down to pass.
Sure. Oh, Christ.
Oh, Christ. That's a lot of dice.
Because you chose to share this burden. As your mage hand finally reaches the disc, each of you takes 53 halved, so 26 points of max health reduction. Your maximum health is reduced by 26 points permanently.
Can I use my reaction to uncanny dodge that?
That's not how this works.
26. Do I also take 26 points of damage at the same time?
Well, yeah, your max health is reduced by 26, and as such you are also taking 26 points of damage, which will put you down to your current max health, basically. You're not, like, taking 26 and then another 26. You're just taking 26.
I just got close to being at 100 again after that level up.
be 102.
I haven't been. I haven't had 100 hit points since
But-
the airship.
Yeah, okay. But did you know that our friend Hickory just found a plant that will help with this situation?
I hope so, but
I
also
Is it a
know.
curse? That would be the question, because it's
question.
just
This-
curse.
I
Well, no,
will
there was
say.
one that was like would
So the
would
Hell
restore your-
Rose restores a character to their maximum hit points.
I thought it was if there was a curse affecting them.
The curse component is also that, but it will
Oh,
just
okay.
restore a person to their maximum hit points. I should say,
Oh,
Hickory only found one Hell Rose.
that's true. Only one.
That's so fine.
guess we're becoming gardeners. Did we manage to pick up the disc though?
You manage to pick up the disc. You bring it out. It is in your palm. You see, Prod, the divine signature on this disc.
Did I also lose 80 hit points?
No.
Okay.
The willingness of how many hit points you were willing to expend basically was it was essentially it was basically me going, if this damage goes over that threshold, this does not work.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what was happening. Since you only took 26 points of damage, this went fine because it didn't go over your willingness threshold. That was basically the threshold of being like, this is too much, I can't do anything anymore, and it's shutting you down. So
Okay,
realistically, if I had rolled all 10s on that 15d10 roll,
Yeah, I'd be so dead.
yeah, you would have taken 150 damage and died.
For real. Let's go.
You have the divine disc. Right. Over in the greenhouse, Ingvar and Hickory, you two, roll me an investigation check. Unless you have an idea as to where this might be and you want to be more specific, just roll me a general investigation check.
Can I specifically check the cherry tree?
You can check the cherry tree. I will give you a lowered DC by checking the cherry tree.
I got a cherry tree is probably the sane option, but my brain went, the big cannibal tree ate it, didn't it? Big plant.
I only got a 10, so.
It's not hard to see. You look around and you realize that embedded in the trunk of the cherry tree, about 25 feet up, is a small circular stone disc with a green sigil on it.
Okay. Can I use my scythe to pull it out?
It's 25 feet up.
How long is my scythe?
Your scythe has a
25
range
foot.
of
Not 25
your
feet,
scythe has a range of 10 feet.
Damn
Like it is it is a longer range weapon than your average melee weapon. It is not 25 feet long.
What if I use one of my little slot things on it to do like the range attack to get it out?
If you give me 5 minutes, I will flap up there and clap.
You
I've
are
got a
busy at the
dragon!
moment.
You're over there.
You are busy getting your health cleaved.
I have a dragon I can fly up on.
You do have a
Okay,
dragon you
okay.
can fly up on. Okay. You hop on Chasma, Ingvar. It's more difficult than you expected. You're trying to fly up to the center of a trunk. There's a lot of branches in the way, and wings are not necessarily designed to deal with that. What I will say is, as you're rising, you notice that if you try and get in there, Kazuma's wings are strong enough that they will break some of the branches. But that does mean breaking some of the branches.
Because I'm a little impy boy at the minute, can I hop onto one of the other branches and then scuttle my way around?
So, very quickly, your illusory size does not alter your actual size. You are still Ingvar sized, you just look smaller. It is not a. It is not a. What's the spell line? The morphing spell.
Polymorph.
Polymorph. Thank you. Yes, you are not polymorphed into an imp. You are illusoried into an imp. Carry on.
I guess we'll try and just get as close as we can with Kazuma, and then maybe hop onto a close enough branch.
Okay. Roll me nature. Actually, no. Roll me survival. Sorry.
Yeah, that's D12, so not a D20. Whoop. That's a 19.
19. Okay. You rise on the edge of the tree with Kazuma, sort of reaching out and testing various branches to see if they'll hold your weight. I will note that you and Hickory are technically the two heaviest party members. One of you is something, and the other one has a metal foot. So this is a bit of a difficult one. You do eventually manage to find a branch that is relatively sturdy, but it's not thin enough to stand on. You will have to hang from it.
Which I'm guessing would be like acrobatics or something.
It would be acrobatics or athletics, yes.
Yay. Yeah, you can try and hang from it.
Okay. Roll me acrobatics or athletics.
Well, it's gonna be an athletics because it's slightly higher. Oh shit, that's a 9.
That's a 9. You reach for the branch, try and pull yourself up, and your grip slips, and you fall. Boom, 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 and you hear several of the branches crack as you come down.
Ow.
Hickory.
Yeah.
You hear the branches crack. One of them clatters to the ground. Behind you, a bulbous, mushroom-like creature raises its cap and starts to pull itself out of the ground. And you see around the greenhouse various other plants start to animate and pull themselves up from their roots and turn towards you and Ingvar. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to call it for the evening. Thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you had fun. I hope you're enjoying your time in the Palace of Asmodeus. And we will be back in 2 weeks' time with the next session of Shadows of Sorcery. Thank you very much to my punctual players for joining. And we'll see you all next time, shan't we, everybody? Say goodbye, my punctual players.
Goodbye!
Oh, don't we just love it here? Ah, delightful.